Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chaos Cast. It's me, Risen. Got Bull on over at the other end, sandwiching between our favorite wisdom people, Ian and Aiden, who we've somehow tricked into showing up and coming onto our cast live in person.
Yeah.
I keep falling for it.
Wisdom has another really cool person, but they're one of our favorites. They've been downgraded.
In this context, they are not a favorite.
Yeah.
Former favorite. Yeah.
So we're actually in front of a really cool Wisdom logo, but I don't think you can see it currently. Oh, hang on. Wait for it.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, the wisdom people thought it would be a smart idea to give us keys and access, and we decided to host a Chaos Cast directly from their green room.
There are 8 gaming computers missing, but that's probably unrelated.
Never seen them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're really excited to be here. Not only in Minnesota, which makes me happy because it's cold and snowing, and that makes me happy, but also here at Wisdom. This place is incredible. First and foremost, I know we've talked about it before because we made you show us drone footage, but this entire space is awesome. It's so cool. It's such a beautiful gaming space, and it just brings me joy.
Yeah, the fact that we all work in our garages basically, and then we come here and it's like, oh, this is what a gaming studio actually feels like. It has been absolutely insane. There's several rooms that I haven't been allowed to go into though because there's lots of buttons and lots of levers, and I just want to press them all.
Every time I walk past the electric panel, it's just like, what does this switch go to? But I haven't actually done it yet.
But yeah, no, it's been absolutely fantastic. We love all the people here. So we've just been excited to hang out and get an opportunity to talk about everything. And we decided to bring them on to talk about anything we want to talk about. So what do you guys want to talk about today?
Well, I like talking about PvP, and I like talking about skill codexes, and I like talking about Norse mythology.
Yeah.
I like talking about, I mean, you just got to touch a couple of cool things in the game. I'm curious about your early thoughts.
So I don't think anybody actually cares about PvP or PvE. We should just talk about Norse mythology only.
Yeah, they don't watch this for actual alpha.
Right, yeah, there's no information given here.
Yes, but I did get to see things that I'm normally not allowed to see, so I was pretty
For
excited.
good reason.
I'm normally not allowed in those meetings, and Ian just gave me his computer.
I did.
Yeah.
So what do you think so far?
Oh, I'm not allowed to say anything. I take the Tom Holland approach of just don't tell me things I'm not allowed to say.
We give Wisdom a fake script.
All I'm thinking about right now is not saying the thing he told me
Wait,
not to
so
say.
does that make me Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yes,
Nice.
basically.
I'm pretty alright with that, yeah.
PvP will have a lot of PvP within the PvP of the player
PvE.
versus player
Right.
aspect of the player.
Right,
versus
exactly.
As
The
compared
player
to
will feel opposed to another player.
that is in PvP.
Outside of PvP.
True.
Yeah.
So, real quick, backtracking for just a moment. This is the first time you've been on cast with us, right, Aiden?
It is the first time, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Where has Ian been keeping you?
I don't want to talk about it.
So that actually does lead me into a really fun theory of so it's basically that inevitably one of you will turn evil against the other one of the two.
Oh.
So like an Ant-Man or Hank Pym, Darren Cross kind of
I
situation.
can see that.
And so it's really just a matter of like which one of you turns on the other one.
Are we taking bets?
Always. Does the protege try to overthrow the teacher, or does the teacher see that the protege's potential is too great and try to shut him down?
I mean, everybody's just waiting for me to try and throw a coup against you.
Please, any day.
Right here.
let me know how you help.
I've just been slinking in the background, slowly gaining access to everything that he has.
But yeah, basically one of you is destined to be a supervillain.
Yeah.
That's what we've determined.
I think we actually did already have that arc, but then it ended with hugging and crying. Yeah. So everything's okay now.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I'm the evil one.
Yeah.
Ian did turn evil for a
I
second,
did.
but his evil is like forgetting to say please and thank you.
Evil light.
Is that like a Midwestern thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I was really crabby for like 3 months.
About 3 months.
Yeah, crabby.
I think my
Did you try to say a year?
I said a week.
Oh, okay.
To me, it was like forever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
See, from my perspective, your crabby would probably still just be normal. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
have even recognized it. So
I mean, that was pretty crabby.
Yeah, it's like we got on a call, and when someone said a dumb idea, instead of pretending to like it, he would just move past it.
So he still wouldn't say it was a dumb
I
idea.
just
He just
entertained it.
Yeah,
ignored
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, certainly would never call someone out. That would be way too evil.
Yeah.
That would be the northeasterner approach, not the midwesterner
Yeah.
approach.
Usually I'm chaotic good. It's
Yeah.
usually-
Well, at least we're past that now.
yeah, it's true.
That
We
is true.
cried, we hugged. We're not past it.
Oh.
Us?
No.
No, our relationship is based on contention. Like, there's no getting past it. That would just be the end of our relationship altogether.
That's kind of dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I am legally allowed to pull the plug on them, okay? There's a reason.
That's true. They told me that.
It's actually a
That's
smart
real thing.
contract, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would be good. We should put it on the blockchain. I'll submit the transaction and pay the gas, and the outlet will just launch out of the wall. Sorry, Rizen's been in a coma for 6 months, but we can only get 2 out of 3 signatures. Better hopefully have better security than Harmony. Had to take that shot. It was too easy.
I don't know if that originally started as a benefit so that my wife didn't have to do it, or
A
just a
treat.
benefit. Like I thought about it initially as I'm signing the paper of I should really save this for Christmas and just hand it the paperwork. I was like, this is something to look forward to one day.
I keep waiting for the call. Every time an unknown number pops up. Is it time? No. Oh, just car warranty. Never mind.
Well, so here's the real question. After you pull the plug, are you going to get a little teardrop tattoo?
Is that part of the agreement?
I think you should.
If-
We can add that.
If I'm getting the teardrop tattoo, I'm not pulling the plug. The end result will be the same, but we're getting a lot more colorful.
So, yeah, their evil is a lot worse than
We just like decided not to get like Jamba Juice one day.
Oh man! We missed Smoothie Friday! Return to evil!
Is it like he didn't hold the door open?
Yeah, like he went ahead, or like we have Smoothie Friday every
Yeah.
Friday and we missed it once.
Yeah.
That was our evil.
I'm not gonna lie
It's
though.
probably a good thing that we're only here for a couple of days.
The
You'll be here on
southerner.
Friday because Smoothie Friday.
Oh.
Yeah.
You guys are here.
Wait, is that actually a thing?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
we're
Friday,
not.
yeah.
We're not kidding. We actually hit Smoothie Friday.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, we are here on Friday.
Alright,
But see, the problem is the southerner in me. Like, if he didn't hold the door, like if I'm right there and he just like lets it go in my face, that's pretty evil actually. Because the southerner comes out like,
That's
no,
awesome.
you hold the door. Like, come on.
Yeah, so it's very clear I'm the worst one on this couch.
Well, it makes sense. You're from the Northeast.
That's true.
Jeez.
No
Wow.
judgment.
Wow, just the Northeast. I'm not arguing though. I know we could probably come to his defense, but I guess we're not.
There's-
We're in the middle of this? I don't want
There-
to escalate.
I am in the
Geographically
group
as well.
of people. I'm in the group of people that left the Northeast for Florida.
Mm.
So I don't really
But
have
you
a
still can't.
defensible position because I haven't chose to live there myself anymore.
You also still can't say the name of the state right. So,
Florida.
You think a
That's
lot of
what
the
he
things
said.
I say are wrong.
Lord.
Florida.
Florida was a popular
Florida.
recording artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boots with the fur.
So, well,
Can we just turn that on? We'll just sit silently for 3 minutes and
Roll the video.
can we just bring it up on our phone and make them watch us watching the video?
Yes, there we go. They won't be able to hear it either because we won't turn it up
You'll
loud
put it on the
enough.
TV and just turn it a little.
Well, let's give the people actually something useful since we're talking about fighting. PvP,
Mhm.
game development.
IRL. Oh.
It, like, without dropping too much stuff, how's it going? How you feeling? What's your core feeling of our current situation?
You want to go first? Or want me to go first?
good. I mean, I guess my opinion's probably the freshest since no one's heard from me yet. I think I'm really happy with where we're at. And as everyone knows, Wisdom didn't start working on this that long ago. I mean, what was the official start date of the partnership? Any of you guys know?
5 or 6 months ago.
Yeah. So I think
This is crypto. Time doesn't
But
exist.
hasn't the partnership kind of evolved in that time period? Or more expansive?
yeah, it went from a partnership to a family.
Yeah.
Maybe best friends along the way.
Yeah.
But family's better.
Yeah,
They're not always obligated to like them.
Yeah,
But they're still family.
But without giving away too much, I think I'm beyond happy on the amount of progress we made, especially on like the back end side of things. As Ian was talking on a podcast yesterday, every development decision we make is like looking 2 years, 5 years ahead to make sure that we're not limiting ourselves, and we're building this game in a way that when the first drop comes out, it's not going to have to be another year before the next like substantial bit of content or piece of the game. It's actually going to be able to
4 years.
yeah, like 8 years or no, but it's gonna move well, and I'm very happy with that part of it.
The podcast that he was referencing was ADFK with Rats.
Yes.
So if you guys have a chance to check that one out. I spilled a fair amount of beans last night with Rap.
Oh, did you? I still haven't listened to it. I guess I need to go listen.
Don't worry, I didn't get us in trouble.
Okay.
All the beans.
Hubert signed off on it, so I'm not
Hubert
worried.
already said it was good, so I'm alright.
I just want to learn the new stuff.
I think it's one thing that I keep saying over and over again. It just takes a really long time to make games. And when we first started working on this project together, the concept of the game itself was much smaller. It was much more of a mini game, and then it has just expanded immensely for the better, for the awesomeness. It is significantly cooler of a game, and at this point, we're all very happy with where it's going and where it's headed. But it's a serious game. This isn't your run-of-the-mill rinky-dink.
This isn't your grandma's RPG.
No, yeah, this is some serious stuff. So hearing you say that is actually awesome, because I'm happy with where it is too. I think the progress we've made in the time that we've been working on it has been kind of bananas, but it doesn't always feel that way because we're pretty in the tank over
Right,
here.
we look at it every day, and it just feels so gradual.
So I think I'll feel like it's much more real once more people get their hands on where we're at.
Yeah, but I mean, just like from the perspective of Ian and I mean, Ian, way more than me, have been playing DFK a really long time. So there is still, as like objective as we try to look at it, the fact that we are fans of the game, and we want it to be the best game possible because we want it to be the best game
Right.
possible.
And you want to play it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
enjoy it.
Yeah. Like,
absolutely.
Which I think that, I can only share so much. I'm not allowed to say a lot of things, I'm sorry. But I really like the fact that we're not just pushing out something for the sake of pushing it out.
Yeah.
That we are shooting for that longer term vision of something that we really, really are excited to put out and present as, here's our game. And I think that vision is very clear in seeing how you guys think about it, just being here for a day so far. The commitment that y'all have on it just gets me pumped up, because I know that you guys are not going to let something come out that you're not proud of.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
I do appreciate that. It makes me feel better about earlier this morning. I had an hour-and-a-half meeting with the team while these three got to just hang out and chit-chat about your QAing, project management, operations, and you guys are just hanging out outside the conference room dilly-dallying.
Definitely.
That kind of is what we did.
Yeah. We were discussing things, and they were important things that we can't talk about on the cast, but they were important things. No, I mean, I definitely think, like, even just from obviously what's been seen so far, if you look at the skill lists that we put out, the codexes, the detail and depth and intricacy of those are a really good indication of just how complex of a system is being built.
You're not
Lots of math.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to figure this out on day one.
No,
Like
no.
that's the part that gets me excited.
Yeah.
Is the depth and individual
Yeah.
aspect of this. It's going to feel like I could spend so much time diving into the details.
And like a regularly shifting meta. Like there's going to be so much to discover, and it's even cooler too because it's all based on the skill point system, which you only get by leveling, which there's already like built-in breaks on that.
Mhm.
So like what happens when it first comes out will not necessarily like that meta. Okay, like once levels go up and people are start getting new or access to more and new abilities,
Yeah.
that just changes the whole thing again.
That freshness, working on a living title is kind of the dream
Mhm.
because there's flexibility and change built into
Mhm.
the entire operation, which means if we mess up something, which we won't, we can.
Well, except for balance. Except for balance.
We can change it, right? And I think that's one of the things that lends itself well to the uniqueness of each of these classes. So
Mhm.
if you look at a game like League of Legends or Heroes of the Storm or whatnot, there are so many characters, so many heroes that you can play, champs that you can play in those games that each one of them feels like their own mini game.
Mhm.
And thus far, it really feels like that as well with what we're doing with PvP. Is that if you don't like the vibe that Monk brought, that Hubert's precious, delicate Monk has created, you can swap out to another melee bruiser type, or you can swap out to a ranged mage or whatever, and you can create a completely different paradigm.
Right.
You can a whole different vibe of how you want to play the game and strategy you want to play. I mean, I definitely think there's going to be 3 wizards out there,
Oh yeah.
and it's going to be terrible, but that person is going to have an incredible time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think the
Well,
game
that's-
design is really taking advantage of some of the things that we wanted to extend further, like the depth of our genetics
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
the what could possibly come out hasn't even come close to the number of options and
Right.
availability. And the nice part about this is 10 years down the road, you could summon a new hero that still is different than any other hero that's ever been
Yes.
created.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing too. Like you mentioned, if you don't like the vibe of a certain class, but even within that class will have 3 or 4 different
Yeah.
vibes depending on how you build it. That you still may not like any of them
Yeah.
and sub out to a different class.
Yeah.
But the level of customization to where like it really maintains that no 2 heroes are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because not only now are their genetics different, more than likely they're not going to have the exact same tree build either.
And just think about subclasses.
Subclasses,
Immediately just
items,
diversified it again.
Yep.
everything we add to the game is just increasing the possibility of combinations, and it's going to be endless. People are going to write dissertations on this in the future.
Doctorate of DFK.
Yeah,
Right now it's Dr. Zipper. He's the only holder of the honorary doctorate of DFK. But there will be. I will say WowE's probably getting close. WowE might need to get a doctorate of DFK here soon, but not quite. He hasn't quite gotten there.
We were just joking yesterday during playtesting that we should have a WowE sticker next to abilities that got WowE. Everyone knows to click those ones.
Yeah, but just to like add to the input of that, like normally when you develop a game with classes like this and many different abilities within a skill tree, you set boundaries to make the developer experience easier so that it can't get too complex. We kind of ignored that.
Yeah, there's no boundaries.
Yeah, and like I mean, you guys have seen a lot of the skill trees and the possible abilities. That is complex to make, but we looked at everything with a user experience first of how can we make this game as fun as possible, and then figure out how to do it after the fact.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the fact that, I mean, you guys know we play League of Legends a lot,
Badly.
and I can't stand this is the right way to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me that. I can do whatever I want. I'm looking for the ability to do something different than anybody else has done, and try and figure out a way to make it work. And I will be the first person with the full wizard team that takes over the meta.
Oh, I will say I do have a team planned.
What
And
is it?
it is 3 seers, all of which can't do combat damage.
Just run out the clock.
But you know what they can do is stay alive. And I call it the griefing team because I'm just gonna make you rage quit. And I'm really excited for it.
Someone's giving first.
Holding hostage every
Yeah,
person that you
absolutely hostage holder team of you can't kill me, but I literally cannot kill you because I can't do damage. So what you gonna do about it?
Somebody gave a chicken. Huh?
Yeah.
No.
That's miserable.
It really is, but I'm definitely gonna do it once. Like I got to. I'll re-roll them after that. But to start with.
It really speaks to the spirit of Web3, though. It's like you own this character, so you get to do what you want with this character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, there's just so many possibilities. I'm really excited for it, and like what we've got going currently is looking really good. Like it's all coming together. It's just a lot of time and work for sure.
Yeah.
But no, I'm really excited for it. Like, I mean, I remember obviously the first time I got to see a skill list was impressive. Like the depth is really, really cool. So I'm really excited for that. Definitely, if you haven't seen the interview with Raph from yesterday, like Ian mentioned, definitely do check that out. That was really cool to be able to meet up with a couple community members while we were here as well.
That was super cool. Yep.
They're just as awesome as you see on socials and their streams as well. So,
Yeah. Then we kicked them out so we could actually work.
Listen, I love everyone that was here, but you don't.
We had to work.
Hey,
Yeah.
I would have been down if they were here the whole time. That's all.
No, y'all aren't allowed to come out of the dev room except for when we need something from you. Like after this, you're going back in the locker.
It already takes us enough time to figure out things like the Chaos Cast that we don't need more distractions. You should be glad that we're not in charge of putting out any of the game features.
We only let you walk away from your desk to do this. After this, it's right back to it.
I have another question. So my thought, especially seeing the studio here, and obviously you guys have a lot of experience when it comes to competitive play and tournaments and things like that. Is that going through your mind as you're developing this?
Oh yeah.
Like, what I want to know more about that perspective of thinking about this from a high level competition.
It is my complete intent. My goal is to make this esports worthy. Like it's gonna be. I mean, it's a 3v3 game. You know that it's been done many times. Like you've seen it through Axie or Crabata, and those haven't really translated super well into an esports experience. Those hype moments aren't there. Those oh shit button moments aren't there. They're there in this game, and I think about the playing the game, but wanting to enjoy watching a competitive event. That is in every decision.
Yeah.
And I can't help myself but do that because of what Wisdom does and because of our history in esports and putting on big shows and stuff. It's just built in at this point. And so that excites me, and I hope that people really like that. I hope it translates. It's a genre of game that doesn't have an esport.
Right.
So like, how cool would that be?
Well, that also it speaks to how competitive it's being designed to be, because you can't have esports if it's not competitive. Mostly. So
you can't have compelling esports if it's not competitive.
Yeah, for the most part. So I think there are still exceptions there, but they're lesser. But it really just speaks to like the competitive nature of the game. Of like we want this to be something that people are like getting into.
Yeah, and that's not to say that it's not fun for those who don't want it to be like an esports thing, but like
we still play League. We suck.
yeah.
But I just think it's cool that we'll be able to see people playing on Twitch and other things. Like it'll be compelling
in GFK
to watch people play.
I'm really excited for when we commentate the first DFK Worlds tournament.
Yeah, that's really the long-term goal. Is we're trying to slip into.
Right. We just want to be casters.
We and host and commentator.
Right.
Yeah, I just want to talk for a living.
I mean, that's all we've ever done. We just want to talk about something more fun for a living,
We'll
which
talk
is
about
where
games.
DFK came in. We got to stop talking about cell phones and move on to something else.
No, but even like on top of the esport thing, Ian brought up something yesterday on on Rob's podcast about like the idea of heroes as celebrities, essentially, which I thought was one of the coolest things because it's something that's only possible if the in-game character is an NFT.
Right.
And like the idea that, oh my gosh, this god tier Paladin is matching up right now. Everyone just go check it out.
Yeah.
You don't even care about who the owner is.
Right.
You just want to see this one-of-one hero compete.
Yeah. That's how we know we make it, is when somebody names their kid after a DFK hero.
Verbal
Listen,
Glabenheimer.
Jarvan the Fifth is out there right now, so we got to catch up. We got to get some kids named after some DFK heroes.
I do think that that's going to be a big change to the current thought process of
Naming your kids?
no.
Because I agree, our names are way more entertaining than what most people would choose for their children.
I'm gonna summon whatever his name is. That's my son's name.
It's like Death Leaf. Sorry, what were you actually saying?
I don't even know half the time.
That's about right.
But the individual heroes being able to rise to, oh, I know this character, it kind of gives me the vibe of, I know it's not a direct correlation, but like there's certain people from the history of like World of Warcraft that have become infamous names. They are references and memes to other things.
Dude, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
And then besides that, the ownership of all of this, like it's going to feel very much like you're running your own esports team almost.
Yeah.
You're competing from a team management perspective. Like this is what I'm putting out there.
Like in terms of how guilds could evolve into being essentially esports orgs that have actually a roster of pilots, and the pilots are actually the players, and then they have rosters
just
of
like
teams.
Well, guild is more like a union.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
and then like the movement of high end heroes becomes a trackable thing where like there's speculation around it. Like if
That's a
there's
big brain thought.
there's
right
two
there.
huge guilds battling, right? However, one of them traded a legendary dread to the other side in exchange for what aspects? Like, was it resources or was it other heroes? And how is that going to impact?
And then people are
performance?
going to be looking into that. Is
Yeah.
this a meta change?
Oh.
They're going to be looking at the wallets of these players.
What'll be really
trying to
fun is
read
if the
into
guild
what they're
start
doing.
trading pilots.
Oh,
And so the
man.
players
Yeah.
start getting circulated between the guilds.
We're sorry. You're no longer allowed in our guild.
Right, exactly.
We're trading his pilot for like,
We're trading you to the other guild for a legendary grid knight.
Oh, people are really trading players to get their
he's
heroes.
trading human for an NFT.
But
The
anyway,
future is now.
but being able to experience those semi-professional or those professional players, like
Oh yeah.
we've all been in games where we see somebody from like Riot in our game, and it just becomes more exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we see clips from a current Korean player or whatever it may be.
And they show up in your game.
But this way,
They don't show up.
when
in
it gets to
our
that
game.
point, you'll be able to actually research and pay attention to everything that's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of the blockchain too. Is like you can, it's all out there. Like if you want, if you're tracking that paladin, you don't have to wait on its owner to give you the results of its latest level up. You can see what it's doing. You can see that it's in this dungeon and it's
Here's the
doing
abilities he has locked in. It's not
Right. Yeah, so that's really cool as well of like being able to kind of track those heroes as if they were players.
Yeah, plus like scouting in esports right now, for most big titles, you're reliant on all the different like tools that are made by third parties to kind of just aggregate some data that the API makes available. But since it's on chain, like everything is viewable. So
This means if you're a content creator or a journalist, like covering the esports scene, this esports scene, there is a ton of information. There's like internet content.
Yeah, you're not yeah, also get in touch with us. But yeah, you're not constantly like hunting down, people that'll answer your questions. You're not sending unanswered emails.
Yeah.
Like, you just go get the information. It's all there.
So I'm going to be able to be scouted for an esports team
This is your moment.
from my garage.
Buddy, we should stick to trying to commentate. let's be aware of our limitations.
I enjoy playing video games. I'm just not good at them.
I mean, same. It's not shame because I'm applying it to myself also. Like, I've given up on like hard stuff. That's just where it's permanent. I'm not stuck as if there's a chance of moving up.
No,
That is my skill
I'm
level.
bronze as a person.
I'd say
who I am.
copper at best, buddy. But
Next subject, guys.
Risen is the embodiment of a participation trophy.
As much as you can say that, there's a lot of people that wish that they were in my position right now, sitting on this couch, so failing upwards.
You mean participating?
You see, evil Ian would have never even gotten this far.
Listen, I've known this guy for way too long. So I do want to just talk about Norse mythology though. That was a joke, but it also wasn't a joke. Like, we don't have to stay on it for very long. But I didn't realize that you were really into Norse mythology.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And then obviously, like, you wrote the Berserker blog post.
Yes.
And I was like, okay. Did he just decide to go learn about Norse mythology for the Berserker, or was this like already a thing?
Well, I'm Swedish Norwegian, so it's dialed
So
in.
you are a Viking.
And we're
Well,
Minnesotan,
I'm like
Oh,
I'm a little
yeah.
Viking
I
for
forgot
Nick
about
the
that.
Oats, maybe, but like I'm I've always been interested. I actually used to own a comic book store here called Mead Hall.
Okay,
And it was
nice.
it was designed to sort of be like the Mead Hall
Yeah.
of Skyrim. And
Nice.
so it was like big round chandeliers, huge long wooden tables, and that's where you go and you play Magic, but you were put on like old.
I would spend
tables.
so much time there.
It was cool. It was a beautiful place, and ever since then, I kind of just been in it. And as I've gotten older, I've enjoyed tons of. I mean, there's just so much like Norse and Viking-esque content.
Yeah.
But what actually, no joke, weird thing that actually got me in Norse mythology was Stargate SG-1. I don't know if anyone ever watched that show. I don't know if anybody on YouTube watched that show. But aliens in that show were actually the Vikings, and they were the little gray aliens.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they made like holographic representations of Thor. And
Oh,
when I was a kid, I thought that was the
Oh.
coolest shit
Right.
ever. And so I was like, I need to learn about that. And so I went and learned about that, and then I wrote that blog.
What service is that streaming on? 'Cause I might need to watch it. Yeah.
It could be like a Hulu thing. I think probably SG-1 is on Netflix, but it was pretty cool. But anyway, that's what got me
I'm
hooked
gonna
when I
have
was
to
like a
check that
kid.
out.
And as I just got older, I've always been really into it. And I think it was fun to stretch those legs with Berserker. But like Wisdom, like the root of where Wisdom was even like the name came from, and like what this is a raven.
Yep.
And so there's two ravens that Odin sends out across the world to collect wisdom and insight every day, or memory.
Yeah, wisdom and memory,
And-
thought memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on how you decide
I
to
guess that's true.
translate, but wisdom.
And so they return to him at the end of each day, and he is informed by what's happening in the world. And so that's kind of where wisdom started. Was our concept was to supply collective wisdom to brands or businesses or developers or whatever. But I'm too quiet. I gotta start projecting more. But also wisdom. The actual name came from being a red paladin and WoW.
Oh, nice.
Putting wisdom on
Nice.
my healer buddies. Yeah.
If viewers didn't know, Ian is the paladin.
I like Paladin a lot.
Yeah.
However, I will not make Paladin OP. I promise. Actually, Paladin's been the hardest class to design because I keep making it OP and then like beating it down and then
So just to be clear, Paladin is to you what
monk
monks are
is to
to
you.
Hebrew.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Ian won't make paladin OP. Paladin will make Ian OP or something.
That's very nice. Although I really do want to make a Paladin wizard now.
Ooh, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
I kind of just want to go play video games in your studio.
Yeah, no, for sure, always. So, real quick, a couple announcements before I forget, because I've already forgotten like 4 times. I meant to actually do this at the beginning. So, a couple of announcements. First one is, and all of these will also be available outside of this cast, but since you're here and listening to me live, you get to hear them live. So, first one is on Thursday, 2 days from today, the day after tomorrow. We will have not only our regularly scheduled DFK AMA, but we will also have our second dedicated AMA with Wisdom Gaming.
Yeah.
I wonder who will be on it.
Yeah, that's going to be the opportunity for you guys to ask the detailed questions that they're not going to answer.
Yeah, you definitely don't
But
bank on
listen,
getting answers.
we're
But you can
opening it to shoot your shot. You never know.
Yeah, it's always worth a try. We're going to use that same on the talk.defykingdoms.com site. There's already a board for Wisdom AMA questions from our first AMA with the fine folks of Wisdom. So please feel free to start contributing to that board again. Like I said, I will also announce this, but you heard it here first. But using that same board on talk.defykingdoms.com. So that was announcement number 1. Announcement number 2 is on the topic of the Thief skill list, which we have acknowledged that Thief will be next. Thief still will be next. As far as timing goes, we mentioned this yesterday, I think. Pretty sure we did. It's on the list of things to do as we're here, but there's a lot of things that are on the list to do, and we're really trying to maximize the things that can be done the best in person, because we also have Hubert and Magnus and Second Best Dad, and soon we'll have Beetle all here with us as well. So we want to, yeah, in that room. So we want to make sure that we capitalize on what we can do in person better than what we can do remote. So stay patient on Thief. It definitely will be coming, and it will be better for the wait. But we don't want to give up strides that we can make bigger strides in person when we can.
You guys will be happy with the decision.
Was I right on all of that? Did
No,
all right, perfect. And then the third announcement, which is completely unrelated, but I wanted to go ahead and put it out there because I'm really excited about it, is about Fight Club. Fight Club is coming to the DFK Discord. So stay tuned for more details on that, but soon you will be able to play Fight Club directly in the DFK Discord, which I'm really excited about. It just gives people something fun to do. Like,
have you guys ever played
Fight Club? Fight Club is so cool.
I watched a ton of Fight Club.
We're going to get them into play.
Yeah, the two of them will play on stream at some point. Congratulations, you've been volunteered. So,
all right, that's voluntold.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, so really looking forward to that. It's a really great integration. Huge shout out to the entire Fight Club / ADFK team, including Raph, who was here yesterday. But yeah, really looking forward to that as well. So I wanted to go ahead and get that out there for y'all to also look forward to and be excited about it. Yeah, that's all I got.
Nice job.
Thanks.
Ooh,
Yeah, right off the dome.
Congratulations.
That's right.
You did a fantastic job.
You're looking at him?
To all of you.
Oh, okay. It seemed very directed at Ian, and I wasn't sure what he had done.
I mean,
I'm sure it was a fantastic job. I just
I
don't
feel
know
like
why.
I'm falling into Ian's eyes.
You know what the best part of this stream has been, though? This very stable and sturdy couch so that we weren't all falling.
This is what happens when we're on an actual couch.
Yeah, correct.
You guys not normally on an actual
So
couch?
we
Well,
had
normally we
a-
don't stream together like in person at all.
But the last time that we did, we were in an Airbnb with a faulty couch, and it just kept pushing us closer
And we
and closer.
didn't have,
Oh yeah.
there wasn't as much like room for the camera, so the camera was only like
I
5
remember that,
feet
actually.
away,
Yeah.
and so we had to get close to fit in frame.
It
But
was
the middle
fun.
part of the couch just kept sinking, and so we're both just falling sideways into each other.
We spent enough time together, that close. I don't think we talked for like another week after.
Yeah,
that.
pretty much. We got our interaction. We were good.
This is a good distance.
Yes, yeah, this is ideal. And there's people between us too, which is even
Always
better.
preferred.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're here for the rest of the week. We definitely have a lot more content and fun stuff planned. to bring y'all and include you as our community and make you feel like you were here, but also still jealous and wishing you were here, like just hitting that right balance. So really, really looking forward to that. It's going to be a good week, and I'm really excited to just lock all of you in a room and not let you out and watch things get devved.
Is that door unlocked?
No, it's not.
Not until we say it is.
You're gonna dev all of the deving, okay? Like it's gonna be the best deving ever. So really looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good week. Appreciate y'all taking the time to sit on this very nice couch with us.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Of course.
Awesome.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, y'all. We'll see you later.